Hey everybody, Alex here with Momentum Charting. If you are new, welcome to the channel. If you have not yet done so, please go down below, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification. Today we're going to be talking about the QQQs. Guys, you are definitely not going to want to miss any of my exciting updates this week and next week. Some real volatility headed into the market, some exciting plays of momentum to the downside that I see setting up. Some amazing short scalping opportunities. You are not going to want to miss any of the videos I put out. I'm planning on most likely doing at least one video every day on both the SPY and QQQ for the next couple of weeks till we start seeing this volatility in the market calming down a little bit. But until then, there's going to be some real exciting things happening in the next couple of weeks. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the updates. So thank you for that. This video, guys, I'm going to keep much shorter than the video I did today on the SPY, which was almost 30 minutes long. And if you haven't yet watched that video, please go and do that. It kind of lays out more of the evidence that I started seeing late last week and especially on Friday about warning signs for a potential topping process, at least in the short term in the market. But again, when we start having these corrections, you want to be very, very careful because you can never be sure if we're like in for a major correction or if this is just going to be a short-term correction setting up for the next leg higher, which, well, there's no question in my mind we are setting up for the next leg higher, but you don't know if that's going to be a week and a half out or a month out. So kind of, yeah, just need to kind of watch everything and see how this develops and make sure to keep coming back to the channel. And I'm going to be doing updates on a regular basis on broad markets so you don't miss any of the action and try to get some of these short-term profit moves that are going to be occurring, no doubt, within the next couple of weeks. So again, check out that video I did today on the SPY. Much longer video and a whole bunch more evidence that kind of lays out the bigger picture of what I think is going to happen. Just going to keep this one rather short here on the QQQs. I think that right now for the initial correction, what's going to happen is either one of two things, which this comes from Elliott wave, which is a correction in the form of an A wave down, a B wave up, and then a C wave lower. Okay, so that's kind of scenario one. Now don't just take these levels here with a grain of salt. We need to watch what's going to develop here. And this is the second way these corrections unfold, which is kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like this. So 5 waves down. And then after that, we'll kind of have to see if that's the end of the correction or if we're setting up for a shallow leg higher and then an even larger correction to the downside. So we're going to have to watch for all of that. So I believe this initial correction here, which could probably last, who knows exactly, a week to 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll have to see exactly how long this takes. But there's no doubt in my mind that what's going to happen here, the market loves to punish traders and use psychological tactics against them and punish traders who were late to moves. So a lot of times when these you get these large initial dips, and what's going to happen here at some point, let's pull into the, we can kind of leave these both open. I like to use the 1 hour, especially the momentum chart, to kind of navigate these pullbacks and what's going to happen. So what's very likely to happen here, and it could even be as soon as tomorrow because I'm seeing the futures go positive. But I don't know, maybe sometime over the next couple of days here, you start getting this bottoming process and a sharp move back to the upside and maybe even test this 50 moving average back to the upside with the sharp spike. This is what I'm really rooting for, is a really sharp quick spike back to the upside, because that to me is going to set up for our next trade to the downside, which I think is going to be a really, really, really nice short scalping opportunity to the downside. So once we see this spike up, and you are going to see that on the momentum chart, and I'm going to walk you guys through this as it develops. So again, subscribe to the channel so you see all my live updates I'm going to be doing on the Qs and the SPY over the next week. You're going to kind of see this series of momentum bubbles working back to the upside, and we're going to be setting a trend line and watching for this momentum to start waning and catch on the downside. This is where we want to enter short here, and what's going to happen is you're going to get a point, a high wick up here throughout this entire trend move back up. You're going to see one candle that has a high wick, and that's where you're going to put your stop, just in case we're wrong about this move and things start spiking back to the upside. You don't want to be caught on the wrong side of this. But what's most likely to happen is you're going to start seeing this momentum rolling over back to the downside, and then we're going to catch the entirety of that move down as far as that takes us on price back to the downside. And then again, when we see this momentum starting to push back to the upside, exit again, right? Somewhere down in this region, and wait for the next move down to the downside. So that's my plan on exactly how I'm going to play this. I'm going to be playing this correction and watching for this to unfold. Don't take any of these levels here, like I said, with a grain of salt. We have to see how this develops and let the market speak to us. We don't ever want to determine ahead of time exactly what's going to happen. It's good to have a plan, but it's also very good to be liquid with that plan and let markets speak to us. We don't tell markets what to do. Markets are going to do what they're going to do, but we just kind of have our plan in the back of our mind, and this is my plan of how I think this is going to unfold in another couple of waves. And this is exactly how I'm going to be preparing for some nice short-term spikes to the downside, shorting opportunities in both the Qs and the SPY. If we go, this is going to be kind of what I'm looking for here, right? This momentum, like here, May 5th to May 6th. And then you can see here we have this sharp spike back up to the upside, 329 all the way back up to 336, so 7 points or so on the QQQs, and then momentum broke back to the downside. You had this high wick, and then you were able to ride this thing profitably back down to the downside. This series of lower highs and lower lows was developing. So this correction here has the potential, I think, to be even larger than what we got here in May. So again, I laid out a lot of evidence for that in the video of the SPY today and the video of the QQQs I did Friday. So you can go back and watch both of those to kind of see where I'm at on this. But there's very little doubt in my mind that we are going to be setting up for a massive opportunity somewhere here in the very near-term future. Next couple of days, I believe it's going to be where this thing is going to spike higher, right? And then this is where we're going to land our play back to the short side. It's you know, again, to me, it's extremely foolish to just at market open again go short, because most likely the market could definitely drop down from here, but markets also always retrace and set up for some sort of moves to kind of get that momentum back to the upside so it can drop even harder on the next time during these corrections. So entering right now, you know, when the market opens to the downside is kind of silly in my opinion, because I believe we are going to get a rather sizable momentum shift back to the upside. And then when that momentum rolls over back to the downside, that's going to be the time where you want to start getting your short positions entered. Obviously, not investment advice. Do your own research. The whole thing, trading the markets is very risky, very volatile, especially when you're dealing with options, short opportunities, things like that. So do your own due diligence, consult your investment advisor, all that happy stuff. So yeah, some really exciting stuff happening here in the broad markets in the next couple of weeks, in my opinion. And I'm going to be looking for opportunities only right now to short this market. We do not want to try to swim upstream right now. There may or may not be some opportunities in my watch list of major stocks that I watch, and I will be looking for some of those. And but my main focus right now is going to be on trying to nail some of these short opportunities that I think is going to be straight away in the broad markets over the next couple of weeks. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you don't miss any of the daily updates. I may even be doing some case 1 or 2 multiple updates, just because these short opportunities and drops in the market have been so few and far in between the last year and 6. It's just been so long that when they happen, it's good to be prepared, just because the corrections tend to be quick and violent, and there's profit opportunities in there, but only if you are able to get good entry points and see kind of what's unfolding and see the best points to go short and get those quick profit opportunities that just have not happened to the downside in this market in a long time. And I think we're setting up for one of those opportunities here to the downside in the next couple of weeks. So subscribe. Stay tuned. I will be coming up with the next update in the Qs tomorrow. Thank you so much, and I will see everybody again shortly. Bye for now.